What's up, guys? I'm here for the week 3 review. As you can see, I'm channeling my inner Cam Newton. My team took their first loss today, so I'm going to put my Gatorade towel over my head and sulk in my loss. um, Speaking of Cam Newton, because he's been a lot of talk in our group chat. Obviously, he's the part of the home team for most of us that are in the area. It's come out that he may have a Liz Frank injury on his foot, and obviously he's not going to start this week. As of last week, they said, hey, there's a chance he could play, and then all of a sudden, Kyle Allen throws 4 touchdowns, and they win, and all of a sudden, oh, hold on, no, he might be hurt worse. Now he's going to have to sit out more. My belief is if he has an injury, it's very minor, and they're making it bigger than it has to be because of how he's been playing, and especially because backup is playing pretty well. You might as well give him a shot and see what's there. And if he does have a little injury, that he can majority of the time play through, he's just gonna sit it out and let it get better. I mean, not just on Cam Newton, but I think this happens all the time. Players are performing bad, and then all of a sudden there's a report, oh, he was playing bad because, look, he's got an injury. Come to find out, he's been playing with, a tear in his shoulder, blah, 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 all this stuff. Yeah, of course players get hurt, but if he's not, there's a difference between being hurt and injured. If you're hurt, you can still continue to play. Yeah, you may be hampered a little bit, but, I mean, everybody's got little nicks and bruises. If you're injured, then you're not able to play. And, to me, the fact that Cam Newton finished the game with the Bucks, didn't come out of the game, and then sucked the whole game, and then all of a sudden, oh, well, he's still not fully recovered from his foot injury, blah, 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 all this bullshit. Yeah, whatever. You're just covering it up to protect your guy. I mean, that's honestly what I believe there. So you guys can chat it up however you want, but that's my belief. I'm sure some of you agree, some of you disagree, but we'll see how that goes. So I'll get into the week 3 reviews here. So we'll start with my matchup here. I got Mollywop pretty good by Dalton. It was 120-97. Looking at my team, Wentz played well. David Johnson played decent. Sony Michel's been struggling this year. I just didn't have any big performances out of anybody. I mean, Jared Cook's been struggling, and that's probably going to continue without Breeze. And just not much else going on. I mean, it's not like I have points on my bench. Obviously, I don't have Tyreek Hill, which is hurting a little bit, but just no big performances there, and that's what's going to do it for you. Looking over here at Dalton's team, Matt Ryan gave him a nice game, 23 points. Amari Cooper had the 2 touchdowns, so gave him 24 as well. And then the rest of his team, pretty much, did decent. Nothing crazy, but they all probably hit their projections for the most part, maybe outside of Tariq Cohen. So all in all, good game out of him. Had double digits on the bench with Terry McLaurin from the Redskins and Kenny Stills. Each of them, McLaurin had 16, Stills had 11, Jordan Howard had 10. We'll see what Dalton decides to do with Antonio Brown. Obviously, we have very limited bench spots here, and he can't be put on IR because he's not hurt. So we'll see if he decides to hold on to him or not. I'm sure if he drops him, some way he'll pick him up and stash him. Unless I hear something that he's going to get picked up, he won't be getting stashed on my team. I can tell you that, because right now I think it'd just be a waste. The next matchup we have here is Orlando versus Josh. I was told to call Josh's team a dumpster fire. So here's his dumpster fire team that failed to score double-digit points, although if you round some of his guys' points up, they would have got 10. But Orlando blew them out, 118-64. I mean, I don't know what to say about Josh's team. There's not really much to cover here. I mean, he played Devin Smith, who was, I believe, an undrafted free agent. I'm not 100% certain on that, but, I mean, I understand Michael Gallup's not playing. Well, we are playing the Dolphins. We're probably going to have the lead, not have to pass a lot. I mean, he still has Cooper and Cobb and Witten and whoever's playing running back, either Pollard or Elliott above him. he's just not going to get targets. Like you're banking on having a huge touchdown there. I mean, same with Ted Ginn. They don't even have Drew Brees, and even when they do have Drew Brees, he only gets like 3 or 4 targets a game. Like you're banking on him getting a breakout play. It's just not going to happen too often. Obviously, his other players are solid lineup plays. It's just obviously you got tough matchups. I mean, Le'Veon Bell's struggling with the third string quarterback being there, and teams know he's going to be getting the ball. He could have got some more points if he would have played Mitch over Baker Mayfield. I mean, the way Mitch has been playing, you can't really make that call there. Nothing else really going on his bench. He obviously got hurt with James White having a baby this week. That did pay off for me in DraftKings. I decided as soon as I got that news, I put Rex Burkhead in and did well there. So looking at Orlando's team here, he got the win. Josh Allen played well. Both running backs with 15. Josh Gordon had double digits. I mean, even Chubb had 15. Double digits out of his defense, and kicker is always solid. Had NVS on the bench with 19. Will Dissly on the bench with 15. Some players are hurt and suspended on his bench, so everybody else had zeros. So not too many tough lineup decisions. The one thing that looks tough for him is Stephon Diggs only had 3 points. He's having a rough season. A lot of it has to do with the game script the Vikings are running. I own him in a league that is completely separate from anybody who plays here. And, I've been trying to trade him. I don't really know what's going on there in Minnesota. Obviously, Thielen's still getting his, but it's tough. I've even heard people talk about cutting him. I wouldn't go that far. He's a top 15, at least top 20 level receiver. It's just the targets aren't there because of the way they're controlling the game. So, if somebody can, put up some early points on their defense and they have to play from behind, I'm sure he'll have some good games this year. Me and Orlando have played straight up on DraftKings the past 2 weeks, and I've beaten them twice. I just wanted to put that out there. Next up, we got Murray Christmas, Phillip, coming from the depths. He's now 2-1 over John Attell. He won this one 131-100. Obviously, he made that trade for Kyler Murray and helped him out, got him 18. Saquon only got him 6. Obviously, we're all aware that Saquon has a high ankle sprain. He's out 4 to 8 weeks. We'll see, exactly how that works out for him. Obviously, I'm sure everybody will put in a bid for Gallman. I wouldn't blow my budget on him, but I can't tell you guys what to do. I certainly hope one of you guys blows your fucking budget on him. And we'll see what happens there. But they got Danny Dimes there now, Daniel Jones throwing it around, so they might be able to move the ball and get some points. So it could be a good pickup. So we'll see who can snag him. I'm sure somebody's gonna pay hefty to make sure they acquire somebody who is gonna be the starter for at least a month, and possibly as much as 2. So anywhere from 48 games could be quite an asset to the team. Obviously, big games out of Keenan Allen, 37. Big game out of Cooper Kupp with 28. Big game out of Hooper with 22. So solid production there. That'll definitely get you to win when you got guys, 3 guys eclipsing 20. Calvin Ridley struggled, 1.1. I gave some shit, I think, earlier this year about the Calvin Ridley pick or something, and he had a game or 2 good. Well, this is exactly why I'm not a big fan. 1 point. I think he only got targeted once. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, there's mouths to feed there. I think Mohamed Sanu is severely underrated. But that's my opinion there. Nothing really going on too much on the bench. He did have Chris Thompson with 13, so could have got a few more points there. Obviously, he played John Ross, who got 1.2, which obviously Buffalo's defense is really good, so probably not the best play there. Looking over here at John's team, Deshaun Watson with 26. Michael Thomas had 14. Bears defense, tried to keep him in the game last night. Got him 20. Probably did all they could do. Rough game out of Josh Jacobs, 4 points. Chris Godwin with 5. Obviously, whenever we get to the team who has Mike Evans, he fucking stole the show there. Mark Andrews is only got 3. Had a good matchup, but he was going into the game hurt. So we'll see how that pans out there. Looking at his bench, he had Pollard on the bench with 20. I mean, you're probably not going to play him unless Zeke is out, so you can't really say anything there. Obviously, you knew he would probably get some work given the matchup, but you can't. You just can't take that chance. He should have played him over. So, looking at the next matchup, we got Garrett number 2 versus Garrett number 1. Garrett number 2 won this one 142 to 132. Looking at his team, Goff did all right. Kamara with a huge game with 33. He won big because he had Mike Evans, who had fucking 41. I mean, it's a big game out of him. Henry had 11. T.Y. Hilton had 16 and a half. Did leave the game after he scored his touchdown. Reactivated his quad injury. Delaney Walker with 10. Nothing to speak of on his bench. Not really sure why he has an empty bench spot, but I'll have to text him and try and make sure he stays involved. We'll see how things go there. Looking at Garrett number 1's team, Mahomes, obviously double digits every week. You might as well just pencil in, 20 to 30 points, 28 points. Joe Mixon had 17, Breida with 10, Sterling Shepard had 24. Jags defense got him 14. Had Tom Brady on the bench with 20, so obviously not losing any leverage there. Rex Burkhead on the bench with 16. I mean, I definitely would have probably put him in there over Royce Freeman. Probably not Breida, but I think I would have probably put him in there over Royce Freeman, but would only, give him an extra 6 points, so still would have lost, so it doesn't make a difference there. On to the next matchup, the closest game of the week. Fat won this one 152 to 149 over Michael. I'm looking at Michael's team. Rodgers, tough game, 13. Dalvin Cook continues to play well with 22. Tyler Lockett had a huge game with 27. Darren Waller with 21. Edelman with 16. Did leave the game with an injury, but I believe he's going to be okay. LaShawn McCoy is playing with an injury. Didn't matter. He put up 22. He had Marvin Jones on the bench with 19. So a good game there. Don't really see, he had a good matchup, but the only other person I could see him maybe playing him over would have been maybe McCoy because he was hurt, but it obviously would have lowered his points. And then obviously could have played him over John Brown, but that's kind of a toss-up, so I can't really fault him for that coaching decision there. Nothing else going on his bench. Looking at Fat's team, Dak Prescott continues to work wonders for him with 23. McCaffrey with 26. Double digits out of a lot of the other guys. Obviously, Mark Ingram, huge game, 34. He had the 3 touchdowns. Double digits out of the defense. Pat's defense with 14. He had Phillip Lindsay on the bench with 27. He had Russell Wilson on the bench with 41. He had DJ Chark on the bench with 16. So, I mean, he could have had a shit ton of more points, getting those guys in there over, obviously it had to have been Fournette, it had to have been Emmanuel Sanders and Prescott, but his team is looking pretty good this year, so it's going to be tough to take him down. Hopefully when I play him, half his fucking team is on bye week. Last matchup we have here is Dakota and Derek. Dakota won this one pretty easily, 146 to 102. Looking at Derek's team, Adam Thielen had receiving and rushing touchdown. He had 19. Greg Olsen with 23. Hardman had 17. Rams defense got him 10. Nothing else to really going on there. Gurley with 4. Chris Carson with 3.5. Chris Carson with 3.5, and I believe Rashard Penny didn't even play that game. I mean, that's horrible. Like you got to get more than that. Kenny Galladay with 3 points. Like what the fuck? You're playing the Eagles like you're supposed to dominate them. Their secondary sucks. I mean, that's tough. I know Gostkowski missed I think an extra point or a field goal, so you don't really expect that. He had Sanu on the bench who had 11. Andy Dalton with 16 on the bench, so he could have got some more points there, but wouldn't have made a difference. Looking over here at Dakota's team, Lamar Jackson, 21. Julio Jones with 23. Juju had 16. Brandon Cooks with 16. Ingram with 20. Frank Gore had 16. Bills defense with 11. Pretty good production all around. James Conner struggled, only had 6 points. It's gonna be tough life there in Pittsburgh maybe without Big Ben. He had Aguilar on the bench with 19. I'm kind of shocked he didn't play him, given the fact he was likely the #1 receiver going into the week, but didn't make a difference. Still got the win there. I will put up power rankings here shortly. I haven't made them yet, so don't have them to cover in the video. And then make sure you get your waiver claims in. Waivers are processed tomorrow at noon. Obviously, like I've already mentioned, the big one this week is Wayne Gallman. We'll see if anybody takes a stretch to pick up Kyle Allen or Danny Dimes. I can't really think of any other big pickups possible for the week. But best of luck to everybody. Obviously, I basically have a bye week this week because I play Josh. So best of luck to all the rest of you guys. I might as well just pencil myself in for 3 wins. But I'll go ahead and see you guys next time. I'll have my picks out Thursday for you guys to critique. See ya.